All right, we should be live. Let's check. Let me do a quick check here. It says we're live. Awesome. Okay, and I'll do a little bit of a double check on this here. So just to make sure. Yes, we are live. Excellent. Hello everyone, Ace here, and today we are actually doing a live stream of a game that hasn't been fully released yet. It's still in an early alpha build. However, they've just did a brand new update as of today, and I just finished updating it, no less. Cone Man says, yo, hey Cone Man, hope you're enjoying the stream. And the game, by the way, that I'm talking about is, of course, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. This game I've been enjoying for a little bit of a while now. You can pick it up, but like I said, it's in alpha, so it is still very much a work in progress. JC says, oh, hello, Ace. Hey, JC. Hope you're having a good day, both of you. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right in. And let me show you some of the new stuff that they've just put into this brand new update. Because people have been waiting on this particular update, admittedly. Because they've done some improvements to the formations, some new French hull designs, but they've also brought in some new missions, and they've brought in quad gun turrets, as well as 19 and 20-inch guns to put on your ships. Now, you may be wondering what exactly is Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, though. For those of you who are not aware, well, let me just go ahead and get into a mission here just to show you what the game's like. We'll do a pre-Dreadnought conflict, I guess. So an earlier mission in the Naval Academy here. And I'll go with enhanced firepower. Now, you can choose a few different ship designs. This one I've already got built. Okay, it looks like I'll only have enough room for one torpedo tube there, I think. Well, no, not any torpedo tubes, in fact. So I'm just relying on the guns here from the looks of this design. Alright. Well, it's a little bit on the slow side, admittedly, but I think we can give this one a shot. By the way, let me know if the music or soundtrack sounds are just too loud or something. Okay, so they're spotted to the southeast. But yeah, they've really changed up the way the divisions work, so that's... Command, Guten Traum says, good afternoon, how are you? Fine, sir? Pretty good, I'd say. This game just got a brand new update, so hopefully if we play our cards right, we'll be able to try out some of those new turret designs and the 19 and 20-inch guns. This game's promising. Alright, there we are. Coneman says that's cool. JC says sounds is okay. Awesome. So apparently it does drop us a little bit. You need to actually make sure that these guys are following these. So we'll have them screen. Because having our torpedo boats go wandering off out of the battle area is not a good idea. Like I said, this game's still in early alpha. In fact, it's not even in early access yet on Steam. That's how early stage it is. But it is still showing promise. Still, there are ways, there are a few things here and there, like the fact that you can actually, your ships can... There's a few things that do need balance, but that's to be expected. Like these ships here, I've admittedly cheesed it a little bit on the design on these. Ooh, that's a good hit. So one of his engines is down. He suffered some flooding damage. That is a problem. That is a torpedo boat. I'll have my other ships target the torpedo boats so they don't get too close. Gutentrom says, I was looking forward for this game for some time now. Yeah, this game has been talked about for a good while, absolutely. Cone Man says, hey Ace, how do you feel about Halo Infinite armor customization? I haven't heard too much about it, admittedly, so... Okay, so this ship is in a bad spot here as far as flooding is concerned, and all 3 engines are out. Ooh, that cruiser just had a... Looks like it had an ammo detonation of some sort. So it's probably going to go down. Yeah, it definitely had an ammo detonation. Woo. I don't know what that torpedo boat's doing just sitting there, but okay. So we're getting some pretty good hits on these guys, absolutely. Okay, so he's gotten 2 of the engines back up. That could be a bit of an issue, but as much damage as he's... I don't know why this ship is not sunk yet. Okay, so I'll actually get these guys to turn. Cone Man says, I believe you have to pay for colors, and I believe it's going to be like Destiny's color system. That is definitely annoying. But I'll have to do some more reading on it before I comment further, I guess. JC says, does this have night battles? Not yet, but I do believe that's something that they do probably intend to add in. I know they do plan on having a weather system to some extent, if I remember correctly. Okay, so we've sunk the light cruiser, finally. I'm still keeping my torpedo boats right now in somewhat of a reserve just so I can... Well, I should actually probably target the torpedo boat there and take it out. These early boats don't have a very long range, as you can tell, but they get... But yeah, late game they become devastating, and you do have to watch out for them. Anyways, Gutentrom says, ship battles were really cool, historically speaking, but it must have sucked a lot. Yeah, I absolutely believe it. Gutentrom says, oh look, a shell 12 kilometers away. I can't even see it, but I'm going to die. Yep. JC says, recreating Guadalcanal night battles would be so fun when they add it. Agreed. I do think I need to get closer as part of the problem with the current accuracy on these guns here. I'm actually surprised I have an 8.2% chance to hit with them at that target. And there, it's actually even better than the battleship for some reason. Maybe because this guy is just not moving, but... He's probably going to go down soon because... Fire's all over the place, and they are slowly chewing away at his health, so... Oh, he sunk due to extensive fires. Okay. Gutentrom says to JC, that would be great. And Cone Man says, I've been seeing things saying color costs like $5, but I could be wrong. Wow. Remember back when everyone was complaining about horse armor on Oblivion, and that was, what, $5 or so, or not even that? Alright, so more flooding. It looks like he's might just barely survive, but might not. Oh, he's going down. Okay. Well, they say... They can see me right now, but I cannot see them. Oh, there he is. What I need is to send my torpedo boats in after him. I think now's the time. I've been keeping them in reserve partly so I can do a torpedo strike if I want to, and also to screen and all that, but now's the time. All right. He's obviously over here somewhere. So they've actually also changed it up so that the default speed is actually full rather than flank for the battleship. So that's actually a nice little touch. I'll actually turn off the gun, so hopefully I can sneak on up on this guy here, and that'll make my job a little bit easier. Gutentrom says, I remember complaining about having to pay $10 for DLC that was actually worth $50 for the amount of content that it would add to a game. Looking back, what a fool I was. Yeah, I can kind of feel you on that one. Trying to think of a great example of just how ridiculous the pricing scheme is on games these days. Consider this: there's actually a bundle you can pick up on this. Oop. They actually looks like they took out the torpedo boat. They did. This is a good example here, by the way, of the game still being in early access or early alpha, because it's kind of. Torpedo boat couldn't get past because the battleship was blocking the way, and rather than figuring something out to work with the battleship, that happened. No, just go through. There. There we go. Alright. Anyways, as I was saying, there's actually a bundle out that you can pick up on a site. I forget what the site's called, but it's for a bunch of... Actually, this is kind of appropriate given that the same theme of game, but yeah, it was a bunch of naval combat games kind of like this. They were Jutland and Distant Guns, and the Jutland game included a couple of expansions. And they brought this all together into a bundle that was called, and I quote, the Divorce Pack Bundle. It was actually something of a joke because of how expensive it was supposed to be. And here's the thing, though. Think about this. The Divorce Pack Bundle, you get 2 games and plus the DLC for... And one of the games didn't have DLC, so it's 2 games plus the DLC for one of the games. And I think it's for $90 or something like that. So it is not cheap, but that's kind of the point, and that's also kind of how it got its name. Thing is, with the way pricing is these days, they've actually managed to make the Divorce Pack Bundle sound reasonably priced. That's how bad it is these days. I mean, by comparison, Battlefield 1, back when it was still new, back when it was still new, cost $120 for the full game, $60 for the actual game or the shell of the game, and another $60 for the premium. So, okay, so they're in the east here. Anyway, Zia Gold says, did you hear that the left wants to cancel Thanksgiving and Christmas? Yes, I did, actually. Well, they always want to cancel stuff like that, but... Oh, here we go. Okay, Santa Clara's here. Which means that... hopefully the battleship there should be right by it as well, so... Looks like they're so far away they're actually out of range of our main guns. And they're able to outrun us, which is part of the reason why that's the case as well. Alright, so I'll have these guys go head and speed off. Hopefully they can catch him. Anyways, Coneman says, okay, so I read you can earn them by grinding special rewards. Or, you know, buying colors and cosmetics. Halo has turned into Ducking Dynasty. Or Destiny. Yeah. Sounds about right. Gutentrom says, Battlefield 3, when it came out, the deluxe version costed $60, but was worth it. You would get the first 2 DLCs, which later were released as $10 or $15. Yeah, I do remember that, I believe. Zia Gold says, is Destiny worth playing? I believe that would be a question there for Codeman to answer. He seems to be a little bit more familiar with it. So there's the battleship. I mean, I could hopefully torpedo this guy here. Except that's a small fire. That I can probably live with. But I can torpedo this guy here, hopefully, and then take out the battleship, and then we should be good to go. Assuming he does not sink me. Although some of these shots are getting pretty close. Okay, so another hit and another fire there. It looks like he's mainly hitting me with 2 inchers. Or 3 inchers, okay. So it could be better, could be worse. Another fire, but... Gotta go full speed. That's the engine down. That's a problem. I still think we can catch this dude, but we might have trouble taking on the battleship after that, for sure, I think. Oh. Yeah, we're in a tough spot here. Fire the torpedoes. Fire the torpedoes. Well, that's not gonna work out, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Is Dawn of War 2 worth playing, says Seagold. At this point, I guess it's worth a shot. I mean, I'm personally more of a Dawn of War 1 person, but I can see the game having its appeal, absolutely. Gutentrom says, imagine being on a ship. If you stay, you burn to death, or if you jump, you either drown or die from hypothermia. Yeah, especially... I know there was a time when a lot of sailors weren't actually able to swim as well, so... I know it started changing in the 20th century. Hyperdimension Bliss says, gotta go full speed, immediately loses engines. Yep. And we are a good distance away from that fleet now. Good news is this ship might actually... Nope. And without him spotting, we now have to play catch-up again. Gotta go full speed. There we are. '93 Avenger says 1 tube would have done nothing. Anyways, you need at least 3 tube spread to make torpedoes effective. Yes, in most cases. Although in this game, for early ships usually didn't have that many torpedoes, especially torpedo boats. And given the short range on these things, I mean, we're going less than a kilometer out as far as the effective range max on these things. So these early designs. Gutentrom says, even if you can swim, where are you going to swim to? Basically, at the time, you basically just tried to stay up long enough for other ships to pick you up. Coneman says it makes you feel powerful. JC says Gutentrom or sharks. Coneman, but it has limited customization, but Jesus, are the graphics beautiful. I presume we're talking about Dawn of War 2? Or this game? Because this game, the customization is actually fairly comprehensive. Alright, let's see where the smoke is again. Smoke spotted southwest. Hopefully the cruiser here can catch them. Although it's kind of amusing now that the fastest ship I presently have is an armored cruiser, faster than even the light cruiser, but, well. I might actually just restart the mission because of just how much it's turning into a case of chasey, catchy, kissy, and this isn't really... I'm not sure this is that fun to watch. But anyways, 93 Avenger says, did you pick? We won somehow. I don't know how, but we did apparently. I guess we ran down the timer or something. Okay. Fair enough. To answer your question though, 93 Avenger, these were the torpedoes that the AI picked because I'm just building the battleship, and the AI in this mission builds the destroyers and cruisers and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure it's actually just regular torpedoes. Anyways, let's actually step it up to something a little bit different. What do I want to do? I'll do the modern battleship one, I think. That should be a fun one. The enemy retreated. Yes, they do retreat. They've actually been able to retreat for a while now. Although this one they won't be able to, so that's nice. Avenger says, run to the map edge counts at that even in enemy will never retreat scenarios. Vinny Mion says, hi, Ace. Well, it's good to know. Thank you, Avenger. And hi, Vinny. Codeman says, I'm the only one that wants another Bioshock game. Well, we do have another System Shock coming out at some points. Well, actually, we have two. We have a remake of the original System Shock, and then we have System Shock 2. So we actually get a choice of nations that we can build for battleships. And this, it looks like, is the new French modern battleship hull. So, you know what? I'll go ahead and... Interesting. That's a new... Apparently, even though we're playing as the US, we get access to this. I don't know why, but... So, new funnel design, alright. JC says, Super Yamato time? Let's see. I can get 18 inchers with 4 barrels. So it looks like Super Yamato is back on the menu, boys. I'll need a huge superimposed, or we'll just do that. Actually, wait. I bet if I delete that and get the secondary tower, I could potentially get myself another one of these. Just need the funnel. Oh, nope, not quite. Yeah, I guess I'll need something. I guess I can stick the funnel on there again. So what I'll instead do is just get another 18-incher, place it here-ish. Nope, okay. So yeah, we're going to build this one from the ground up. Guess I'll go for a compact tower. Hopefully that'll give me the ability to actually use these things. There we go. Nope. Wonder if I can now get the barbettes placed. Not quite. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to just have 3 quads. So 12 18-inch guns. JC says, oh, okay. Quad mounts, yes, Avenger. French BBs used all forward mounts. That is true. They historically did, although trying to get 3 forward mounts on this thing with 18 inches has been something of a challenge, apparently. Wait a sec, maybe I could do it a different way with side guns. Yes, we can. There we go. All right. So we have even more guns. Should have a good range of fire. Excellent. Now we'll put down some secondaries. Although I don't know why the secondaries are only triple, but I'm willing to live with that for now. So far this is looking pretty good. Get ourselves some better boilers. So far we're actually doing pretty good on that. Now we get to... Ship is overweight. Okay. We'll get some super heavy shells. Actually, I'll lower this a little bit just to... So this actually greatly decreases the cost of these things, apparently. I want TNT and I want Gen 2 radar. We're going to want that as well, and a proper range fighter. A little bit overweight, so... Slightly faster than I was expecting to build it. Okay. Since I've got the increased cost, I might as well use it to save up weight a little bit. There. Okay, and now what can I do to... Get myself a... Well, I guess I'll have to do with a citadel, otherwise I will have too big as far as weight is concerned. Conman says, gonna have a nice day, guys. Okay, well, hope you have a good one. Sorry I've been missing out on some of the comments here. Alright, so let's see. I do want... Can I get a barbette? No, that one. Can I get... Nope. Okay. I can do that. I am fine with the guns just having regular hydraulic turrets. They're going to turn slowly, but they don't... But so long as I keep my distance, they don't have to worry too much about needing to constantly turn all the time. Yeah, looking at this is a little bit silly, especially with this, but I'm pretty sure that's not how turret rings work, but yeah. Seagold says, this boat will look like something an orc made. Yes, we are all about the DACA. Southwest, okay. I'm going to have fun seeing just how well these 18-inchers do, though. Okay, so there's the ranging shots. Murderous Kitten says, greetings. We are playing ourselves some good old-fashioned Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. They just released a brand new update today in this alpha build, and so we are testing out some quad turrets with 18-inchers. For some reason these guns should be more accurate than they are right now. Ooh. Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. It's a 1% chance to hit, so I guess I should see that coming. All I need, though, is a few good hits, and these ships are just going to disappear. That probably was an 8-incher that hit this thing and just didn't do much, so... Ooh, there we go. Not quite enough to sink her yet, it looks like. Maybe it is, actually. Yes, it was. Okay, let's actually set her to full speed ahead rather than flank. That way, we can increase our chance of hitting. Another good hit. Alright. That was just an 8-incher that hit there, not a 18, but all three of the engines are down on this dude, so all we have to do is just wait until we get lucky with one of these, and that should be all she wrote. Unfortunately, we keep missing. Ooh, there we go. I do kind of want to focus on the other targets soon, though. Otherwise, we'll have to deal with some battleships at closer ranges than I really want. She is taking a lot of damage, though. Okay, so we will go ahead and switch out high explosives. Hopefully, that does the trick. Because even though she is an armored cruiser, these are 18-inchers. Okay, so now we can switch back to auto. Just keep these guys... Actually, no. I want to deal with the battleships here really quickly, because those are going to be what hits me the most. Murderous Kitten says, next time put barbette between turret A and C. So you don't need 2 side-mounted turrets, you can have 1 raised. I tried that, and it didn't quite work. Well, there's a good hit. It wouldn't let me put a barbette in that area, no. This is still an alpha game, so... So this battleship is lost most of its flooding or float, so that's good. These guys are rocking 17s and 15s though, so we might need to focus on down this dude next. And let's see how this goes. Some flooding. Come on, get me a good hit. That'll do. The good news is about the high explosives, or the is that with an 18-incher, even if it doesn't necessarily penetrate or does only a partial pen, if it catches fire, it will mess ships up pretty good that way as well. So they actually had to nerf it a little bit, if I remember correctly, because the Luddite 1 shells were just a little bit ridiculous in that regard. Okay, so this guy is retreating with 2 engines down. If we can take him out, that would be nice, but it's not looking like it quite yet. Alright, so I'll fire one more volley, and if it doesn't connect really, we'll switch targets. This guy's in range of the 8-inchers. Anyways, flash fires were insane pre-patch. Yes, they were. Alright, so let's see how many of these connect. It looks like these are some pretty slow ships as well. That's why. I'm actually moving away so quickly that they're not able to actually catch me. I was expecting to actually do even more damage as time went on, but the opposite's happening. Oh well. Alright, so let's turn around. Murderous Kitten says, AKA Iowa. So let's see if we connect with any of these. Nope. Murderous Kitten says, flash fire were historically accurate if take Hood as example. Yeah. JC says, Iowa's a fast BB though. Yep. Well, the 8-inchers are starting to work her over, but they're not doing quite as much damage as needed. And the 18s are still mostly missing. I mean, our ship has suffered a decent amount of damage so far, but hopefully we'll be able to get a few decent hits on her, and that should be all she wrote. Let's see. Ooh, there we go. There's most of her health gone. Or, not most, but there's a good chunk of her health gone. I am semi-tempted to switch to high explosive, but... There we go. Some good flooding against her. And two of the engines are out. She is retiring to the rear. Three engines out. She is probably... Hopefully this should make her even easier to hit. She is now up to a 10% hit rate, so that's good. Unfortunately, we have destroyers en route, so we are going to have to fall back before too long. There we go, another good hit. And this time, I think we've affected her rudder as well. Main gun has been taken out. Ooh! There she goes. Okay, so it's time to fall back a little bit. That destroyer, yep. Definitely time to get out of here. Okay, that's not gonna work. Oh dear, I think we're toast on this one. Actually, wait. We could potentially finish her off. If we take out the destroyer, we might have a chance to keep the fight up just barely, but we're going to be in a rough spot. Oh, nope. Okay. Thank you, destroyer. Oh well. That's my fault, admittedly. I'll give that another shot. What can I do against... I'd have to sacrifice some of my armor to do that. Or I could make her slightly slower. Do 28 knots. Or actually, 30% turn rate. Yes, please. And now we have enough that we can... There we go. Alright. I think that'll fix that. Yes, ammo bunker did go boom. Alright, so between these, we should have a pretty good... Okay, this should be what we need to do to fix it. That's why I max out bulkhead, says Avenger. Yep. Okay, now that he spotted to the west, we can go this. We'll just do this one more time and see if it works or not. Murderous Kitten says, ammo handling was a problem for Royal Navy in World War I at the Battle of Jutland and only for battle cruisers under that moron Beatty. Yeah, I heard there was actually some design faults with the with the battle cruisers as well, which is partly what caused it as well, if I remember correctly. Avenger says they wanted to prioritize rate of fire on hoods so much they ignored all safety features. There we go. That's a casemate down. Well, although that's not going to help me too much, but hey, that's something. That's a good solid hit either way. That looks like a destroyer. Okay, time to fall back. And while we're at it, we'll go to full speed. Murderous Kitten says that was not about Hood. Murderous Kitten says there was no design faults. To be fair, it is that Royal Navy were first to make battle cruisers, and the idea was they will be cruiser hunter and nothing else. Then they stuck all battle cruisers with crappy armor and battle line. Yeah, they did do that, and yes, that was a mistake. Although I do recall the German battle cruisers did somewhat better at Jutland, if I remember correctly. Something about the ammo was not as well protected from hits to the turret or something, if I remember correctly. Was the problem that the British battlecruisers had. But you're right, they did essentially stick them into a role they weren't designed for, so that is part of the problem as well. An Avenger says, to be fair, battlecruiser fleet was not supposed to engage the high seas fleet at Jutland. Yes. How close are those destroyers? They are probably within torpedo range, so we will turn around again. Hopefully throw their aim off again. Have they fired, I wonder? Not yet, but yes, they have. Okay. Time to make a hard turn. Yep, I called it. Although I'm pretty... well, I might get hit by one. Yeah, I'm going to get hit by one. No, I'm not! Oh. Thank you, game. That was... that was a little closer than it should be, but there we go. Alright, Murderous Kitten says, yes, they did, because German battlecruisers were designed later and with intent to be part of the battle line, hence Germans had decent-ish armor. Well, that makes sense. And you're not wrong, they did. It's a case of, I guess, fighting the battle, of them basically getting stuck into a battle they weren't designed for, though. Or the British designs. Ooh! Well, that one's down. Let's see what those destroyers are up to. They are trying to swing around to get back to me, but I've kind of... Okay, these cruisers do have, at least one of them has torpedoes. Two of them have torpedoes. So I do need to be wary of them, at least. "13-inch guns. I could probably prioritize the destroyers. Ooh. In fact, I probably should prioritize the destroyers, especially given that the engine just got hit. I will. All right. Hold on, guys. Oh, torpedo's been hit. Torpedo hit. Darn, that's bad. Okay. Where are these torpedoes? They must be coming from these guys. Okay. We'll just deal with them really quickly and hopefully... I'll have to swing around as soon as this guy's... I think they've got me again, admittedly. Yep, okay. Yeah, they've got me, I think. Ah, well. Well, I guess we'll do a different one then. Torpedo the Dreadnought. We can use torpedoes or destroyers. JC says should have went for Super Yamato. Uh-huh. Yes, they've also, if I see here, rebalanced the destroyers a little bit. Well, this is a torpedo boat, but... I'm not going down to 40 knots, so... just pick something a little bit different, I guess. There we go. These guys only need to actually get close enough, and I even saved enough to actually get within... Ooh. There, that looks like a good design. Finney Davies says, but can you build space battleship? Not quite yet. Although that actually gives me an idea for another design I should probably try. I'll admit, that last one, they outmaneuvered it, but... This mission is... If we play our cards right, the torpedoes should hopefully be able to connect once we get within range. Just have to avoid the fire until then. Deploy the smoke. See, at this range now, we're getting close enough that we should be able to do pretty good against this guy. We can just... Yeah, he's missed so many times, I think we've pretty much got him. Dead to rights. All we have to do is just swing in, and he's ours. And it looks like most of those are going to hit. And we've got 4 of these destroyers with these torpedoes, so there's more on the way. Oh, he did hit it. Okay. Alright, what I need is for you to detach and you'll... Ooh. So apparently it took away all the formations. So since you guys all fired, we'll have you fall back. I'll have you fall back as well. All I need is one decent hit with this destroyer here, and we... Or... Yeah, it is a destroyer. Or is it? It's a... Never mind. Could have sworn it was a torpedo boat destroyer, but... It has a really bad secondary battery. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, so 2 volleys. It looks like both are going to go on their merry little way. I think some of these at least are going to hit. This is why we carry secondaries, ladies and gents. Only one of them hit, which is a little disappointing, but it's not a complete deal breaker. I mean, he's not completely without secondaries. He does have 3 2-inchers, but that is laughably bad. So it looks like we have 18-inch torpedoes, which is part of our problem. Bad angle of fire, but it was really slow, yes. That was a bad angle of fire. That's fine. If I can just get a decent hit on this guy. what I'm going to do is actually swing right beside him and try to get just far enough away for the torpedoes to actually activate. Oh, he hit me. Okay, so it's time to fire him. Fire them all. Fire them all. There we go. He's sunk, but that's fine. Got a second here. 4 hit there. Not exactly the best angle, but we can work with that. Another 4 hit. He's got to sink soon. He cannot keep doing. He cannot stay afloat for too much. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Gutentrom says it would be fun to map to hunt submarine in this game. Okay. Avenger says you can sub hunt in command modern air and sea operations, but that's a turbo autism RTS. Is it worse in that regard? Is it more attention to detail than, say, Fleet Command was? That's the big question I have. So let's actually do something a little bit different. A little bit older. They actually added in 2 missions as a result of just use that. Anyways, they added in a few missions as a result of the good old-fashioned April Fools. And for April Fools, as their April Fool's gag, they brought in the Monitor and the Virginia. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and use the Monitor here. Well, my version of it. Now, for some reason, the Virginia and the Confederacy are part of the Spanish Empire in this. And it's part, I guess, it's finicky as a result of. I think it's pretty much a result of. So more attention to detail, says Murderous Kitten. Okay, that's interesting. The only other thing I can think to compare it to would be Larry Bond's Harpoon, but I'm not sure how that would compare. Now, with these monitors, or with these ironclad style ships, it's really a matter of seeing who can set each other on fire first, usually. And that's not a good sign. Because once a fire starts on these things, they have a bad habit of eating through your health like nobody's business. Well, that time we got lucky. So apparently it's used as, apparently Command is used as a training simulation. That's interesting. Military training simulation. That accuracy, though. To be fair, we're almost a kilometer out, but... An actual hit for once. Hooray! And we did some damage to one of the main guns, although that's not really going to help us that much because the main gun is located in the fronts and back. Avenger says, this is semi-accurate for their historical duel. Neither ship could put effective damage on the other. Yeah, that's true. Oh, we just destroyed one of the casemates, though, and started a fire. So we just got a lucky hit. Now, remember the designer of the monitor was kind of annoyed at the result of the battle because he basically said that all the ship's crew had to do was fire low enough to hit the wooden hull under all the iron cladding on the Virginia, and they could have sunk her that way, but they didn't, and it turned into what historically happened. So we got a few fires going now. I probably should have considered switching out to Lyddite 1, even though it would not have done that much armor piercing, but the high explosive would have started the fires. Oh dear. You can see the fire is now really starting to spread on them. And it is starting to spread pretty good, and it's going to do a lot of damage once it catches like that. In fact, I might even consider switching out to high explode. Oh no. And they set us on fire again. It is time to switch to high explosive, definitely. Though we are missing the perpetually spinning monitor turret, says Avenger. Okay. We damaged one of her engines. Ooh, two of her engines. She's not going to be moving much, so we are in a good spot to just keep pelting her away. Alright, so I think we can slow down to 4 knots. Gutentrom says, also you and Angry Cops did a video about the same subject, your army going soft. What's the deal with that? Why your army having an easy soft training? That's a good question. I've heard, of course, the army's been going soft for a while now when it comes to the training, but at least in comparison to how it used to be back in the day, from what I've been told. But it's been, but yeah, the latest thing of getting rid of the whole shark attack thing has been not particularly good. Avenger says, in the actual battle, the turret of the monitor was damaged and would spin perpetually, so the crew just fired whenever the spin would show the Virginia roughly in their sights. That's actually kind of pretty amusing. So as you can see, the amount of damage that we've dealt to her has been pretty severe. She's down to just 5% structurally due to all the fires. We're not going to sink her due to extensive fires, but we could do it through structural, I think. Come on. There we go. Alright. Murderous Kitten asks why Western armies are going soft. Too much money and not enough beating during training. I think part of the problem might be because there's actually a shortage of recruits. And they're trying to get everyone they can to join up, and that means lowering the standards, I think, so anyone can join up. Anyways, let's actually, I know you guys want to see it, so let us go ahead and actually we'll, there. We'll need a destroyer. There we go. I believe the Germans have one of the biggest super battleships. Also, so... But we're not playing as them, we're playing as the Japanese. There we go. You guys wanted a Super Yamato. And we are going to get one. Yeah! It does not need to be particularly fast. It just needs to... There we go. So we are going for quad barrel, but quad barrel in one of the best ways possible. There we are. We do want ourselves some nice healthy citadel coverage, because otherwise I do not like the idea of these things just detonating on us in the worst possible ways. There we go. And we'll get ourselves some anti-torpedo protection. She is a slower ship for the era anyways. But hopefully we can work with that. Now, we'll go ahead and get ourselves some... Don't have access to casemates, but we can get ourselves some 2-barrel. Okay, we could get 3-inch. About 4-inch. No to the 4-inch, but yes to the 3-inch. Three inches all over the place on this bad boy. There we go. That should do it. All right. Let's try reloading. Okay, so we do want... How do we want to go about this? If I reduce the shells, that should fix that problem. And that is how I'm going to design the ship. So she is going to have 16 20-inchers. And she is going to be absolutely destroying any battleships that go up against her. Let the madness begin. Okay, so we're shooting at this thing. Looks like a cruiser. Ooh. So it looks like the 20-incher there only hit the funnel, but it did pretty much destroy the funnel. So I think that's going to cause her to slow down a little bit. Ouch. Ooh. I don't think that was a light cruiser. I think that was a heavy cruiser. Or an armored cruiser. That... Ooh. Okay, it's time to fall back, or... Always with the torpedoes. That gun, though, sounds menacing. Okay, how many of these are going to hit? 3 or 4? 4, okay. We definitely need to prioritize the destroyer. Yeah, well. There we go. Destroyer deleted. Now let's do the same thing to the cruiser there, and that should take that out. I'm pretty sure I set it to 1 armored cruiser and 1 light cruiser, so I'm pretty sure that was just an armored. That was an armored cruiser I took out. And we just took him out. Slow down. Hopefully we can get away with taking 2 more of these things. There. So they've been peppering us with torpedoes, but not enough to... Ooh! There goes that turret. And there goes another one. She's still on there alive, though. Apparently my ship can take a lot of torpedoes, too. She's fighting us awfully hard, though. I will give her that. I'll just switch to high explosive. All we need is another turret to pop off or something like that, and she's down to 3% health as far as structure, so this is a Spanish ship here with the twin mounts. Maybe they did actually sell it off. Maybe the Germans sold it off to him or something, but this is a Spanish ship. She's at 2% now. She is doing her best to stay alive. I will give her that. Every now and then this is another case of the game being an alpha, because every now and then you get ships like this that just refuse to die. But this update was supposed to address that to an extent. I think they did a little bit, because we are doing some damage here and there. Slowly. Murderous Kitten says this is not a German design. Okay. There we go. Alright. Now let's try something a little bit different. Power of Dreadnoughts. Ah, yes, this mission. I'm going to go for the Imperial Guard route of dealing with these ships. I just need to swap this out. Save some weight. And there we go. This is technically more of a armored cruiser than a battleship, but we are going to have 12 of these things, and they are going to be making an absolute mess out of the dreadnoughts that we are running up against. Why? Because while they may not have that good when it their guns might, because while their guns may not be that good, they're going to have a whole boatload of torpedoes. So it looks like we are playing as the German. Well, wait. Yeah, that is a German flag. Okay, we're playing as the Germans. Against the Russians. Now, we do have decent secondaries on these, at least, in the form of the 7-inchers. It looks like they've mainly gone for a secondary loadout, but they're also trying to keep their distance a little bit too. That's going to be a problem. All right. Avenger says the idea being the redundancy of having less guns go proof when a turret vanishes is nice, but it matters little when the enemy has more guns than you with one turret less. Okay. We're talking about the Spanish design there they went with. Now, a lot of these ships are going to get messed up, admittedly trying to chase these guys down, but hopefully. Actually, we need a loose formation just so we can get to max speed easy. Because we need our ships to go fast. Now, it's going to make their guns less accurate, but that's fine because what we're really relying on with these pre-dreadnoughts is the torpedoes I've mounted on them. Which should be enough there to really mess these guys up. We even caused flooding on this somehow, so that's good. They are faster than us, but not by much, and they are in a tight formation, so they are going to be slower right now. Just stay alive and we've got this. Okay, this guy's going to take some hits, but it looks like it's up to the second ship now to try to take it over. I just need to get a few good hits on these guys with the torpedoes, and then once that's done, their engines will of course be damaged, and that should be all she wrote. And they don't have torpedoes to counter us with, which means that once we get within range, it'll be even easier for us. Okay, this dude's good. That's not going well. Alright, so it looks like we are starting to close the distance. I just wish these torpedoes had longer range. But they don't, so we're going to have to do this nice and up close. Alright, this looks like this guy's in position pretty much to fire off. Those three are definitely going to hit. She is down in a world of hurt. All right. I don't think those are going to hit, but with 3 torpedoes there. All right, so this ship is going to do some ramming damage to her. We might lose it, but we are going to slow her down too. And ooh, she actually got her torpedoes out. So that's actually both ships that are in a world of hurt. Alright, it looks like we've pretty much... Alright, so let's see. Looks like we've pretty much got these ships in a... Go ahead and fire some torpedoes at this one. I mean, we should be able to outrun both of them at this point, so... Taking one of the 2 out is going to go a long way, at least to reducing the amount of firepower we have to deal with. Well, that was an ammo detonation if I ever saw one. Still, we pretty much got her. She's either just about sunk or is going to sink. They're almost. She's gonna stay afloat for now. There we are. Yeah, I know. The ship names seem like they should belong to the Royal Navy and not the Germans, but that looks like a German flag to me. I think that's just a small bug that's been introduced or something. Again, I'm pretty sure these are Imperial German flags. Yeah, especially that one down there. Alright, we'll get these guys separated up. Oop, that one's sinking. Gutentrom says, I still prefer his first design, his USS Wog. Well, they are actually starting to run low on some of the ammo. Okay, some more torpedoes are going into this guy. It has caused flooding damage. Another torpedo hit. This looks like it might finish her off. If not, he's just gonna stay alive, barely. There she goes. We'll split these guys up so they can all start engaging the ship that way. And here we are. Alright, that's annoying. Well. Oh. Alright, so these guys are going to be in a good position to actually take them out. They're almost out of their 8-inchers, which is alright, I suppose. They still have tons of 14-inch ammo, though, so that's the big problem. This is about the perfect position now to just wreck him with torpedoes. Come on, fire. All right. There. Now we can see with this guy. He is definitely down now, I think. Four, come on. You know, I probably should consider ramming speed on this. I just need a little bit more sinking damage and he's down. So I could actually consider ramming. So yeah, the fire ship plan might actually work, Guttentrom. Well, it's a little bit tricky to pull off, but I'd prefer to actually use my torpedoes first, if possible. Ooh, someone hit him. He's gonna sink to flooding. Yes, there we go. Avenger says pre-dread should still have ram bows, so yeah, that's true. For whatever reason, though, the AI does not like trying to ram. They'll not only try desperately to get out of the way, they will even slow down, which defeats the whole purpose of ramming to an extent. Anyways, there we are. So, Battlecruiser versus Dreadnought. Sure, I'll give that one a try, and if we win, that should actually be it, I think. We're slightly overweight. Just take some off the belt extended. There we go. Yeah, this is a US design, apparently, and you can tell because of the cage mast that we have, which actually makes us pretty effective at long range. Alright, so we have 13 inchers. Let me check and see if... Yeah, that makes sense because they're Mark 3s compared to Mark 2s and all that. JC says, lol, ram valves, when people didn't know what was the best strategy. That's true. They were still trying to figure out how to use these things up until, I think, the 1890s, really. Avenger says, blame the Battle of Lisa and a certain Austrian mad lad. Yep. The battle that kind of showed them how to do it a little bit was, I believe, the Battle of the Yalu River in 1894 between the Japanese and the Chinese. Was the first show. Okay, so we are going up against the Austro-Hungarians. Alright, we'll go to full speed. So, they have created their own WOG ship, I see. We're still about 8 kilometers out, so yeah. Apparently this dude either does not have very good fire control, has not seen us yet, or his guns are small. Nope, he's got the same guns I've got, basically. Only more of them. So it probably is either spotting or fire control. Although it has to be fire control or something, because I cannot see him. We are notably faster than he is, so we can just keep pelting him while he's this far out. That's a decent little hit. That looked like that one bounced. There we go, a nice fire there. And it looks like the fire's out already, unfortunately, but we've done a decent amount of damage so far, it looks like. Maybe I should actually get closer. Yeah, not all my guns are firing. He is going to be getting a lot closer now, but that also means we're more likely to hit, more likely to penetrate, and all that good stuff. So he actually was trying... What? He pinned and destroyed me that way. Alright, so lesson learned. I think that was the ranging shot he got me on, too. That's... Yeah, so this is what I mean about the game being still in alpha. Some stuff like that can happen every now and then. But no, who knows? We might actually do the same thing to him now. JC says, oof, oof indeed. Well, he sees me now. Yes, I embraced my inner HMS hood. Thank you very much. Killed by the ranging shot. By an ammo detonation is, yeah. It looks like this time, however, we actually destroyed one of her main guns already. So she's going to have a tough time even shooting at us until she actually turns. Unfortunately, once she does, the WOG design that they went with here is going to get into full effect. Ooh, some nice flooding there. So she's going to slow down, make herself easier to hit for us. Destroyed a casemate, more flooding, and a fire. But I have a feeling that if she turns, we are going to be in a really bad day really quickly. More ooh! That's 2 detonations. All right. Pedro de Sa says this game appeals to the male fantasy. Yes, it does. JC says definitely. Lol. Yeah, that was 2 turrets flying off at the end there on them. So, yeah. After we already destroyed the front one, anyways. Anyways, I think that's a good stopping point. Pedro asks, is this from the same devs of Ultimate General Civil War? Yes, it is. Gutentrom says that was lucky to say the least. Yes. Anyways, I do think that is a good stopping point. We've been at it for just shy of 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. But yeah, this has been Ace. Hope you have all enjoyed the live stream. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.